morning! Look at this! Lovely bit of rain to start the day. It can dampen our country. I'm a bit tight today on the old legs, so I'm going to get out for a walk, get my steps in today. I wanted to share with you a bit of a hack, if you like, today, a little bit of a tip. Often I go into these deep, insightful thoughts, and I thought, you know what can I share with them today? So today I want to share with you a tool, if you like, something that I learned a while back about how to be successful at anything in life. And let me just give you a little bit of context to this. So one of the big things I've learned about myself is I have my own secret success formula. There's certain things I do, certain ways I be, which allows me to create results. Now, can you recall times in your life where you thought you wouldn't be able to do something really tough or challenging, but you managed to do it? I'm sure there's plenty of times like that if you just reflect back on your life. And in that, there will be things you did, steps you went through to create that success, a winning formula, if you like. And we all have one of these. And for me, one of the things I did, I remember when I first started DJing. It was about 10 years ago now. And I remember the moment when I decided that I was going to transform people's lives, and I wanted to transform people's lives. It was in a really muddy field in a place called Creamfields, a music festival in UK, watching one of my favourite DJs, DJ Tiesto, and like a god, he raised out the darkness and moved probably about 80,000 people to go absolutely wild. And in that moment, that influence, that power, it really inspired me to start looking for ways that I could do that I could have that type of impact for myself. And so the first thing that I realized was that I first of all needed to know what I wanted. I had to be crystal clear in my intention of what I wanted. I essentially wanted to be DJing in front of thousands of people and, just like Tiesto, be able to move people and transform people's lives in that moment. And so what I used to do was I used to be in my living room. Once I knew what I wanted, I went out there, I found the equipment, so I got the tools that I needed to actually start learning this skill. And then I would sit in my living room. I wouldn't sit in my living room, I stand in my living room. I sat at my desk in my living room and I found some music and I watched some YouTube videos. So I educated myself, right? So I learned from people who had already been there, I modeled them. And what I did is I used to close my eyes. My brother would be watching Coronation Street, for those of you here in the UK. That's a soap opera, crap one at that, hated it. And he'd be watching Coronation Street or programs like that. And I'd be in my living room with my headphones on like this, closing my eyes, like visualising it, singing, like I was just watching the moment. It was so clear to me. I was like feeling the moment when I would transform people in those, when I was DJing, when I was using music to move and influence. And this was the second part of my formula. So first of all, get clear in my intention, know what I want, know why I want to know it. The second thing was visualize what I want. Feel it in my body. And I used to do this every night. And I used to practice. The third part of my formula, practice. Repetition is the mother of all skill, as Tony Robbins said. So I would play music, and I would learn. I'd constantly be playing different types of music. And the fourth part of this was trial and error. I would be willing to make mistakes. I would put different songs together, they wouldn't work, they weren't in the right key. I would try using loops, I would try cutting in different types of songs and it wouldn't work. And I would use trial and error as part of my winning formula to try and get me results. And this might be, a little bit of a clue, part of what you did. So then what I decided to do was was once I had enough skill, I then went out and said, well, if I want to DJ, how am I going to play? How am I going to play out? I need to progress. I need to migrate from the bedroom DJ into a club. So then a conversation came up for me. It was like, okay, if I want to progress from a DJ in the bedroom to a club, I now need to find some people who are willing to allow me to DJ and play music. And this is the fifth part of my formula. I am great at enrolling people in my vision. And it could be better, and I will get better, but I'm great in adding excitement. I'm great at adding energy. I'm great at painting this picture of what is possible for people when I have a conversation with them. So I'm great also at creating relationships. So I then created a relationship with someone who was willing to give me a chance. And I asked for it, which is the sixth part of my formula. I asked for it. I asked for the opportunity. And then point number 7, I risked it all. I was prepared to be uncomfortable. I set up my gig, I promoted it, and it was like a small bar in a place called North Wales, where I'm originally from, and I had 250 people there on the first night, and I was like, yeah! Like a madman, like playing this music, just feeling so alive and having so much fun, which is the 8th part of my formula. Have fun. Whenever I'm having fun, it injects more passion, more energy, more aliveness into me. And that creates the results. I got rebooked for that venue. I managed to play in front of 350 the next time. And then before you know it, I was invited to go down the street and play to another venue which had 1,000 people capacity. And then further on down the line, I played in clubs in London, played in clubs like Pasha in London, and I got to have those moments where I got to move things. And this is what I loved about DJing. What I loved about DJing is that in the push of the moment, it didn't matter what was going on in people's lives. It didn't matter how shit their day had been. I had the ability, I had the influence, the tool to be able to shift them to a place of complete ecstasy, a place of complete joy, aliveness and funness. And then when I got into coaching, I discovered that I have the potential to do that too, but not just in that moment, but for the rest of their bloody lives. And that was super powerful for me. And this is my winning formula. And the reason I share this with you is because you have one of those too. You have a winning formula that you can create success in anything that you do. But first of all, you need to reverse engineer what that is. So here's a little exercise. I recommend you try this, even if you do it with only 1 or 2 experiences. Look at the past, when you've been successful at something you didn't think you would. And just remember, just like close your eyes maybe, and just walk yourself through the steps. What did I do? How was I being in that moment? What was I feeling? And you'll notice and walk yourself through all the steps all the way to success, to the point you got the result that you really wanted. Maybe it was getting a partner in your life. You have a formula, you have a strategy. In NLP we talk about strategies. There's always strategies for everything: attraction, health strategies, happiness strategies, fulfillment strategies, the strategies for everything. And give this a go. I recommend you do it for 3 to 5 times where you didn't think you were going to achieve something, but you did. And notice your formula. Then what you want to do is look for the patterns, look for the themes between all of the experiences, and you'll quickly find what is your winning formula. So a very tool orientated video today. I'm gonna go and enjoy the rest of my day. Until next time, live on purpose, love fully and deeply, and laugh every single day. See you later, guys.